This is the grave of Tony Sirico, aka Paulie Walnuts from the Sopranos. 2nd Cavalry, Section 41, Plot 15, Grave 19, at the Cavalry Cemetery in Woodside. I am Thomas at the Cavalry Cemetery in Woodside, New York. To be more specific, the 2nd Cavalry section of the Cavalry Cemetery here. And we're visiting the grave of one of the most iconic actors, at least from a series of The Sopranos. Paulie Walnuts was the character name. Tony Sirico is this outstanding actor's name. He passed away last year in July of 2022. As of this video, we're in early April, and the gravestone is still not ready. It's still not complete, which is normal, at least in this part of New York here. It from experience and family members with gravestones and monuments, and it does take a while for them to be ready. Even simple things such as scriptures on a monument. Tony Sirico, he grew up here in Brooklyn, nearby, Queens. Grew up in, I believe it was Flatbush and Bensonhurst. He got himself in trouble a couple of times. He was arrested a total of 28 times. Numerous crimes, including disorderly conduct, robbery, and during that time, going in and out of prisons, particularly the last time going into prison, he first became interested in acting during that last stint in prison, which was the early 1970s. So keep in mind, Tony grew up in 42. We're talking early 1970s. So his start in acting would have been very late. But he watched a film by a group of ex-convicts, and it inspired him to change his life and become a actor. He made his first on-screen debut in 1977 in the film Hughes in Harlem, Angels in Hell, as Frankie Rio. And he would appear in various other smaller roles during that time, working his way up. And here we see, as we stop, this is not the grave of Tony Sirico, but this is the grave of his relatives that was very nearby. I'm not exactly sure the relationship of those individuals are to Tony, as we will pan back into the shot. Bronx Tale, he had numerous small roles in Bronx Tale. It's a good way to start, right? And we're back into the Sirico family members, which are related to Tony. As I'm doing a little on-the-fly Googling, these are actually Tony's parents. On our way to now the grave of Tony, which is nearby. So he has appeared in very numerous small roles, small roles and Bronx Tale, Goodfellas. That's a pretty high, well-known movies. Dead Presidents and Gotti. Perhaps he is best known In the HBO crime drama Sopranos. You know, Sopranos, on this channel, I have done various, I think I did a series of 3 filming locations from the Sopranos. Like, these videos were each like 20 minutes long, and I've still yet to fully finish that series. There's still more out there to be looked at that I want to cover. But The Sopranos and HBO are truly like one of the last series that I had really followed. Like, everything else that since The Sopranos on HBO and all these new shows, I would not know which is left or which is right or which is coming or going. I haven't really followed them. So The Sopranos was like the last show I really followed. And I've done a numerous like filming locations. I think I did a series of about 3 of The Sopranos, so I'll try to link that into this video. I do shorts as well. I do shorts 2 times a week, and I do longer form videos 2 times a week. So definitely do check that out. I even did a drive-by again. I was in the neighborhood from where Tony had his last supper, so to speak. You remember on the last episode before the screen turned to black and all the family were eating in that diner. I just drove by it recently. I did a short about it. Went inside there twice before. Definitely got the onion rings. But on to the subject at hand. And this is, as I mentioned, it does take some time for a grave to be made here. This is where Tony Sirico, a.k.a., Paulie Walnuts, is buried. Just give you an aerial shot of the grave. This is somewhere off of, I believe it's like the BQE. That would be my logical guess. I don't think it's the LIE, it's the BQE. Listen, I just have a photographic memory, and I drive to wherever we need to get to. I do expect to just go back there and see, when the monument is up. But yeah, this is right, he's literally right buried, final resting spot right near the curve, kind of, so to speak, for lack of a better word. But Paulie Walnuts, man, if you ever watch The Sopranos, do yourself a favor and watch The Sopranos. It's been, like, I think about 20 years, over 20 years since the last episode. Paulie Walnuts, how did he get his name? Well, funny that you asked that. Paulie Walnuts, he got his nickname by hijacking a truck he thought was full of TVs, only to find out it was transporting, well, you guessed it, walnuts. Paulie never became a rat in The Sopranos. A rat is a government informant, as the actor had a criminal past and he took the issue seriously. It seems that it's most likely accurate. He said, "I will never play a rat." Paulie Walnuts in the Sopranos has, as far as the people that he has made disappear, it's 9. That was the lead, compared to Christopher's 7 and Tony Soprano's 8. So Paulie Walnuts was not a character that you took lightly here in this show at all. Ruthless. Now, Paulie Walnuts, he was a capo of the Soprano crew within the Mio crime family. He was never officially an underboss, although Tony oft-treated him as a unofficial third in command, which is another another terminology for a underboss. Remember, too, in that I mentioned, I alluded the final episode, just some little tidbits here. Go back and watch The Sopranos. And the final episode, that was called Made in America, Tony asked Paulie to step in and take over the old crew. That, that's the one that includes the Gervasi crew. Spotter 4 crew. That's the one that he's alluding to. One of my favorite, there's a lot of Paulie Walnut quotes within the long tenure of the, not during the, let me take back during the tenure of The Sopranos. Man, that show could have gone on and on and on and on. But some of it, probably my favorite, it goes, it's an ad, it's like an ad for a weight loss center, before and way before. And this is when Bobby, a character Bobby, and it's because Paulie Walnuts will just pick on anybody, no matter their size, if they're 10 times bigger than him. He's just a badass. And Bobby is always getting the brunt of Paulie's jokes. With the goofing around with Chris, Paulie sees Vito and Bobby speaking to each other and decide to pick on them as easy targets. He turns to Chris there and he says, "Oh, look at that. It's like an ad for a weight loss center, before and way before." Bobby says that the audience is thinking, this guy, does he ever stop breaking balls? That's, a lot of Paulie Walnut's character, just a badass. And, the character, played by Tony Sirico, from, you got to admire from, where he was and how he was able to change his life around, which always tells you, never give up. If you're trying to improve yourself, when people have doubt in you, just never give up. And if you have faith in yourself, you will, if you ever will, you're able to do anything. The grave of Tony Sirico. Rest in peace.